Hey, I'm Jamey from Stonemeyer Games, and I am here for a game of Rolling Realms, or a round of Rolling Realms, that is. This is game 86 of games that I've live played, round 1 using Apiary, Momiji, and Brass Birmingham. These are all promo realms, 1 based on a Stonemeyer game, and 2 based on 2 other games from other publishers that were very kind enough to let us use their games as an inspiration for these realms. I'll go over how these work as we play, but for those of you who already know how, you can jump in and start playing. Let's start with a 1 and a 2. 1 and a 2. All right. Apiary is helpful to start early and often to get these bees moving. Let's see if there's any way that we can get a coin early on. That probably isn't going to be possible because I believe that Momiji and Brass require kind of linking things to get benefits. But we'll see about that. For Apiary, let's start with just a 1. We'll start with that right here. In Apiary, you're kind of creating these bees. So this is 1 bee, and it will age or gain strength as we proceed. So I can use any number to age all the bees, but first I want to create some. I see David. David's here. Good to see you. David, Jonathan, I'm glad you can join us for the first time in a while. And Garrett says, would you recommend Momiji? I've not played it yet. Ali Guru also just joined us. Momiji, I had a good time playing it. I haven't played it in a while, Garrett, but I did have a good time playing it the time that I did play it. It's from the co-designer of Viticulture World, one of the 2 designers of Viticulture World. So Momiji, write a number on any card. The star indicates that the number that you write must be exactly +1 higher than the already linked numbers. When 2 adjacent cards are filled, gain the benefit in between. So I probably want to aim for some early coins. Here's some coins. So maybe I'll go. So if I go here, then a number that I write here must be 1 higher. So I'll go with I already wrote the 1. So I'll go with a 2 here. And then I'll get to Brass on my next turn because I can't do anything there yet. I hope you all are doing well. We're playing games tonight on Board Game Arena. Let me know if you have any recent favorites on Board Game Arena. Here's a 6 and a 3 for turn 2. Actually, the 3 works well here. It doesn't help me get. I put a 3 here as well, but the 3 is exactly 1 higher than the 2. But I don't really need a star very early on. So I think what I'll do is put the 3 right here, unless I need a 3. Is a 6 wild in here? 6 counts as any number. Okay, that's great for Brass. So the 3 does give me 2 coins. Sorry for shaking the camera there. 3 gives me 2 coins. I'm going to use 1 of them to create another Apiary bee. So here's another bee over here in Apiary. And now the 6. The 6 can be any number in Brass Birmingham. So I'm going to mark a route. In turns 1 through 4, like kind of the beginning of a game of Brass, we're going to mark along the roads. And I'm marking the route, not the circle. One that is connected to another marked route. I don't have any marked routes yet, so I can put it anywhere. Gain 1 benefit from each city that is adjacent to the new route. So let's see. If a 6 I can use anywhere, so I could put it. I could cross off, for example, here. Oh no, this is the route. So I am filling the circles. The cities are the ones that are a little bit faint. I would love to get more coins early, and maybe go for a central spot. Let's go with, I forget which ones are actually good in Brass. Let's go with this one. So I'm using a 6 as any number. They gain 1 benefit from each city that is adjacent to the new route. So this is the route. Here's the city. Here's the city. So I'll gain a star here and a coin here. All right, turn 3. As always, let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to help. Here's a pair of 5. So now I'm slightly regretting using a 5 here because I need to go adjacent to this route, and I don't have another number that I can put adjacent to it. Actually, I do have this one. That one I think counts. It is connected to another marked route. Yeah, that actually works. Yeah, because we don't have to mark off cities, and we're still on the. Oh no. Nope. Yeah, I did this very poorly because there's no rivers connected to this one. That's a very poor starting place to put it. But I did it, so I will have to wait until turn 5 to put anything else on Brass Birmingham, I believe. Yeah, because nothing's connected by rivers. Don't do that in Brass Birmingham, but I can use the 5s elsewhere. Over here in Momiji, I can put it on any card, so I don't have to put one adjacent to the numbers that I've already put. It's just nice because I'm linking benefits. So I will put it, I will go ahead and link the benefits. Although if I put a 5 here, then I won't, then a 6 would have to go here. There is no 7 to put here. So I think what I'd prefer to do is put a higher number. I'll put it up here. Put it right there. And then a 5 in Apiary is one that will age the bees if I do that. So I think I will do that. So I'll age these bees. So I'll fill these in, circle these bees, and I gain 2 hearts for advancing them. And now I could duplicate that 5, but I have no place adjacent in Brass to place it. I need to wait there. Garrett says that tag teams on Board Game Geek. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'd love to try. Or Board Game Arena, I'd love to try that. Jonathan says, are you able to mark those routes in Brass in this part of the game? I think I need to be able to connect the route through a water right now. So I have a railroad route. Actually, no, this one could work. This one does work. I just don't have a 3 to put it there. But like this one, I couldn't put because that's a railroad connection. So not in this part of the game. I got to wait till turn 5. So turn 4, again, I can't do anything in Brass other than I could use a 3. I could do that. I have a 4 and a 6 for Brass for this combination of realms. Again, not great for Apiary where I want 1s, 2s, and 3s early in the game, but that's okay. The 6 would have been great here in Momiji. But a 4, actually, oh yeah. So I messed it up again. So yeah, I'm all over the place today. So Jonathan says the railroad looking type of route I meant. So the railroad is used in turns 5 through 9. So I can't mark something that's only a railroad at this point in the game. Over here in Momiji, the thing that I messed up is to connect here, I need to place. Actually, no, what I need to do is place a number here first. I need to put a 5 here so that I can put a 6 there. That would work. This could be 3, 4, 5. So, and this will be 2, 3, 4. So I could put a 4 here or here. Let's go ahead and put it here because it does connect those two to get a heart and a coin. And now a 6 could be any number in Brass. And so this is a way that I can get over here to this one because there is a water route right there. For this one, I can gain 2. I'll gain another star, and then I'll gain another coin. Might as well go for another coin. And I'll create a 1B. Where do I want to go with a 2? 2 could be interesting. Yeah, let's go for a 2 and see how that works out. That way all the bees can be of the same age. They don't have to be. All right, turn 5. Here's where I can start using Brass again, although not on water routes now. A 2 and a 4. 2 and a 4. Another 2 in Apiary would be nice. Let's go ahead and do that. And I know that I need a 4 in Momiji right here. So that is a star for Momiji. And then Brass, I need to use these railroad routes now. So a 3 could work. A 5 could work. I don't have either of those. I have the coins to create a 1 or a 2. I have the hearts to copy a 4 or a 2, but I don't need any of those numbers. And I can't get to this 4 because it has a water route. So nothing doing in Brass again. On to turn 6. Hector says, I can see this game being some simple solo, pass the time enjoyment. And Hector, yeah, that's how I feel about it. When I do these live plays, I'm essentially playing solo. It's designed to be infinitely scalable. So there's absolutely no player interaction by design. So anyone can play against me. You can play against me at any time using the dice that I roll. You can also just roll the dice just for fun and for your own game. There's also a separate solo campaign that you can use if you prefer that. But you don't have to use that. You can just play like I'm doing, just play a round or play a full game of 3 rounds as you wish with 3 different combinations of realms. A 3 and a 5. So this is good because I wanted a 3 or a 5 really for Brass Birmingham. That's great. Apiary, it might be time to advance or maybe create one more 2. We'll see about that. And Momiji, I do need a 5 right here and a 3 right there. So these numbers are actually great for all of these realms. Let's go with a 3 down here. Let me go with, which way do I go? So either, actually, the 3 is really good here. Really, really good here. So I'll go with the 3. And that gives me 2 stars, a pumpkin, and a coin. A pumpkin and a coin. That's the 3. The 5, I need to extend to Brass Birmingham. So I'll put the 5 right here. Nothing from this city. Gives me a coin or a heart from this city. I'll go for the coin because I think I'm going to use 2 coins to create a number 2 for Apiary and put it right here. And I think I need to start advancing in Apiary. I need 1, 2, 3 to get 5 stars. And I have 3 turns left. So I might need to double up. I might need to double up. Papa Patzer says, dry erase or wet erase? This is a dry erase marker. I really like the marker that we chose for this. Even though it doesn't have an eraser on the tip, there's a separate pad for that. It's more substantial than most dry erase markers, just easier to write and hold and use. All right. I do need to get some pumpkins so I can double up potentially an Apiary. Here is a 1 and a 6. And this is a nice combination. 1 and 6 add up to 7. That means I could use 2 coins to copy one of these numbers if I really want to. I need a 6 right here, but if I put a 6 there, then I can't put a number here. So I need to first put a 5 right there. So this isn't the turn for Momiji, unfortunately. However, Brass Birmingham, I can use a 1 here or a 6 anywhere. In Apiary, I could use the 6 to advance all of these. Yeah, I'm pretty flexible here, actually. I could connect over here. Which way do I want to go? I need some stars. So why don't I connect? I'll use the 6 right there. The 6 is a wild in Brass Birmingham. It connects to this city. So I get a pumpkin or a star. I think I need to just go with a star at this point. The 1 I could use as any number in Apiary to advance all the bees. I can't really use it in Momiji if I want to have a chance at completing everything. So I think I will use a 1 in Apiary to advance all of these bees down here. That gains me a total of 5 pumpkins, which is awesome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now that with that many pumpkins, I could double up. And actually, I might need to do that. I have all these pumpkins now. So why don't I copy? I'll use 3 hearts. And like I said, I could do 2 coins, but those coins are pretty valuable. So I'll use 3 hearts and 3 pumpkins. Actually, I only need 2 pumpkins because I haven't used Momiji yet. 2 pumpkins. You need the 3 pumpkins to activate a realm, to reactivate a realm. And that way I can put the 6 over here manipulated down to a 5. And I'll put that 5 right here. And that gives me another pumpkin and a heart. Okay. That should be good. Actually, it might be time to use Apiary one more time. So why don't I use 3 pumpkins and 2 coins to draw a 3. Should I have done this in the opposite order? I think I should have. That would have been, oh, but I didn't have the pumpkins yet, so I couldn't do that. So I will circle that 3. Using 3 pumpkins to reactivate a realm. Let's go turn 8, a 6 and a 3. So I know I need a 6 here in Momiji. So I'm going to do that. That is definitely a great number for Momiji. It needs to be +1 higher than these other numbers. Here's 2 stars and 2 hearts. 2 stars, 2 hearts. That's awesome. The 3, I could use any number to age all these in Apiary, which I think I need to do. And that'll give me a bunch of coins that I could use over here in Brass Birmingham. So let's do that. I use the 3 in Apiary to age all of these bees. I think we're going to make it for Apiary, get all 6. And that gives me 6 coins. I only have room for 5 more coins. And in brass, how can I get the rest of these stars in brass using railroads? You know, I can fill in a 2 right here, and that gives me a star, and it gives me a pumpkin or a heart. Let's go with another pumpkin. So I have 3 pumpkins and can reuse a realm. And do I want to reuse a realm this turn? I could complete Momiji early if I wanted to, or go for another thing in brass, where I need some catching up. So I don't really know if I will roll a 5 on my final turn in Momiji. That is a risk. But I'm yeah, I don't know. I'm actually not quite sure what to do. I will hold off. I'll hold off and gain that information later. Although the risk is that this 6 is super valuable because I can use it as a 5 here if I use 3 pumpkins, and I can use a 6 anywhere in brass Birmingham if I do that again. So I might need to go ahead, just because if I roll like a 1 and a 2, then I can't put anything here. Yeah, I think I need to use this while I can. So I will use 3 pumpkins and 3 hearts to copy this 6, manipulate it down to a 5, or it could just remain a 6, and put it right here. And what that does is it gives me a star, and it also gives me a pumpkin, which I might be able to use in combination with another pumpkin to manipulate this. But hopefully I'll just roll a 5. It's worth a star if I can do it. Nope, but close. Maybe if I can get one more pumpkin, I can turn this 4 into a 5. But this is a 1 and a 4 in the last roll. The 1, and I have 3 coins, which are going to be useless. The 1 is probably an apiary to gain all 6 stars. The 4, yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to miss out on that star in Momiji. If I could only get it, then I'd get those 2 pumpkins. Is there any way to do that? So I could put the 4 in brass Birmingham, but that doesn't give me a pumpkin. Any other way to do it? If I go, here, okay. Well, so if I put the 4 here in brass Birmingham, I get a coin and a pumpkin. And that would let me, again, no, if I use the 4 here, then I don't have it to use in Momiji. So I don't think there's a way. Yeah, because I have no more room for coins. So the 4, I think, just needs to go here, which isn't too bad. That is a star in brass, and I started off so poorly in brass. I'm not even quite sure how I got 6 stars without going all the way over here. And then I'll use the 1 in apiary to gain all 6 stars. So all 6 there. So falling 1 short in Momiji, that's not bad at all with that little math puzzle. How did you all do? Let me know if you played along. How did you score? I ended up with, 17.4? 17.4? Pretty darn good. I bet some of you will get an 18 or 18 plus. I would love to hear about that in the comments. Thank you, Garrett, Hector, Papa Patzer, Jonathan, Ali Guru, and David for hanging out for this live play. I really appreciate you commenting and chiming in. And for anyone else who plays in the future, good luck. I'll see you tomorrow for round 2. Same time. Bye.